After a 3-day holiday break, today, hockey was back, and with a bang. We saw an official go down, leaving a 3-man crew, not something you see too often. We saw Evgeni Malkin just casually become the second highest scoring Russian of all time, and we saw a 36-year-old Kris Letang do something the NHL had never seen in what wound up being a 6-assist night. So, in a Metro showdown as the Islanders hosted the Penguins, let's get to it. While the goalies were perfect in the first, it wasn't too terribly eventful in what was a scoreless opening frame. But if the first was pretty tame, pretty even, the second was the complete opposite end of the spectrum as the Penguins were hungry. 7 minutes into the middle frame, Pettersson from Letang, it's loose, and they score. Ricard Raquel in front, but it was right as the whistle went. And so it was actually waved off. But the officials would get together to discuss, and they came out of it now calling it a goal due to continuous motion, even if it was after the whistle, which the league reviewed and confirmed this was a good goal. So some controversy to start it off, but boy, this goal opened the floodgates. But not before a battle for it here, and the linesman, Johnny Murray, was injured, holding his eye as he was clearly in discomfort. Team Doc came running out, and taking a closer look, Eller, trying to clear the puck, follows through and catches him up high, and talk about 2 minutes for high sticking as he would actually leave the game. Meaning we now had ourselves a game with just 3 officials. Again, not something you see very often in the NHL. And yet it was actually the Islanders that would take the biggest beating on the ice tonight, as not 4 minutes later, the Penguins with a pinch and just a great shift here leads to this. Letang down to the front and they score. Gensel with the redirect scores his 15th, and the momentum was clearly on the Penguins side, so the Islanders decide to call a timeout. Probably not a bad idea, but immediately after, stretch pass to Gensel, he comes down and scores just 12 seconds after that timeout, as yikes, that one hurts. A breakaway from outside the blue line as you just can't have it, and just like that, it was 3-0. Just 2 minutes later, the Penguins putting on a clinic with some great passing, gets the Islanders scrambling, and it's Malkin right down Broadway, scores to make it 4-0. 3 minutes later now, and the Penguins again, and it's Letang to Malkin again as he scores his 13th to make it 5-0, and with that would pass Sergei Fedorov to become the second highest scoring Russian of all time. Tell me that's not a top 100 player. And despite it being late in the period, it still wasn't over. Letang starting this one, and the Penguins in again. 2-on-1, Puustinen to Zahorna, and they score again. 6 goals in what was not even 10 minutes, and the fans were not impressed. But they just saw Letang having himself a tremendous 5-assist period, become the first defenseman in NHL history to record 5 assists in a single period. Nutty stuff, and the crazy thing is, he wasn't even done. But for now, the pain would come to an end for New York, even if it was temporarily, as we head over to the third and final frame, where to start, Sorokin took a seat. And I don't know how much of this night was to blame on him, but still, tough to see, I'm sure, for Islanders fans. With that said, nearing the midway point of the third, Letang long pass to Puustinen, and he lets it rip to score his first career goal and the 7th of the night for the Penguins, as Letang would pick up his 6th assist of the game, and it's always impressive when you're in the same conversation as Mario Lemieux. Further, he's just the second player in 23 years to do this in an NHL game, as he now has 9 points in 2 games. Just a beautiful game if you're a Penguins fan against the Metro foes in the Islanders. And what's crazy is that not a single goal came on the power play, and Crosby was held off the score sheet, which all just somehow makes it more impressive. And while the offense was firing on all cylinders, Jarry had himself a game as well, coming up with some big stops and taking a shutout victory as the Penguins, coming into Long Island, take this one 7-0 on the road. But that's about it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it very much, and I will see you in the next one.